All right, it's not only in Europe that records are being broken, even in Africa, even in Nigeria, the western part of Africa, records are being broken. Now, one club who was just given birth to in less than 24 months, talking about in the span of 2 years, officially will now play the Nigerian Professional Football League next season. That is the 2024-2025 season. None other than Ikorodu City of Lagos State. Congratulations to the lad as they triumph in the NNL, in the Nigerian Super League. That's the NNL Super 8, which they are now qualified to be promoted in the Nigerian Professional Football League. Congratulations to them. And in Europe, we'll be looking at 20 younger players to look into in the less than 24 hours scheduled for the Euro 2024. We'll be looking at the youngest players that we'll be looking out in these competition. Let's not forget that the competition begins officially tomorrow, and also we'll be seeing an opening ceremony and the likes of them. We'll be bringing you all these and more right here on your number one star as the Minister of Sports and Youth Development has summoned a meeting later today. In the next hour, that meeting will commence with the NFF-led administration. This and more this beautiful morning on PMB Sports. My name is Rudon Musago, RMG. Stay tuned. After this break, we'll be right back.
Right here is where you can catch the brilliance of Mbappe, the scoring power of Kane, Ronaldo's, and all of the greats fighting for the glory to be crowned the kings of Europe. Don't miss the unbeatable action of all 51 games of Europe's biggest football event, the Euro 2024 live.
Like I told you, we're going to be bringing you match previews and match reviews of every 51 games in the Euro 2024 right here on your number one star Politics and Business TV, PNB Sports. And don't forget that you can reach us on Facebook at Politics and Business TV/English, and on YouTube is at Politics and Business TV/English. Just go there, click on the subscribe button, and then you follow us in every bit of the action. Every action we'll be giving you the highlights, the post-match conferences, and also the pre-match conferences ahead of every games, all 51 of them in the Euro 2024. And let's go straight to the local scene where we'll be having, after it 2 years of establishment, Ikorodu FC has made history in the promotion of the Nigerian Professional Football League. Now the Oga Boys picked the ticket after an impressive run in the 2024 Nigerian National League Super 8 playoffs in Enugu, where they came out second in the Southern Conference with 5 points at the playoffs. Elsewhere, Beyond FC Beyond Limits secured a promotion also to the NPFL after emerging as table toppers in the Southern Conference with 7 points in the playoffs. As returnees and newcomers of the NPFL include Nasarawa United, El Kanemi Warriors, Beyond Limit FA, Beyond Limit FC, and also Ikorodu FC. Now, I'm talking about still maintaining the shows of promotion. Now, let's go straight to Nasarawa State, where Nasarawa United, after 12 months of being absent in the Nigerian Professional Football League, they have returned back to where they say belongs to them after a 2-1 winner over Sporting Supreme at the ongoing Nigerian National League Super 8 playoff in Enugu State. Nasarawa United secured their return to the Nigerian top flight of football after picking 3 victories in the playoffs in the Northern Conference. Also, El Kanemi Warriors made a return to Nigerian top flight football after picking 2 victories in the playoffs. They defeated Sporting Supreme and Sokoto United to make a return from the lower division. Still talking about promotion this time around, let's go straight about talking about relegation, as one big name one of the biggest names in Nigerian football, Heartland FC, has become the second club to be relegated in the 2023-2024 Nigerian Premier League Professional Football League, while league leaders Enugu Rangers were on the losing side on Wednesday as old rivals Shooting Stars of Ibadan picked the maximum points before a capacity home crowd. Remo Stars, who moved to second with 2 points behind Rangers, compounded Heartland Wolves with a 4-1 bashing, sending them to the second tiers of the Nigerian League in Ibadan. Christian Piagara's header in the 12th minute in the Shooting Stars and the 3 points and consolidated their quest for continental next season. In the other matches, defending champions Yimba of Aba dropped to third position following a disappointing 1-1 scoreline with Bayelsa United. Alade Balogun puts the home side in front in the 28th minute, but relegation threatening Bayelsa side restore parity in the 35th minute through Ekeson Okori. Now the result pushed Yimba to third position following Remo Stars' comprehensive 4-1 win over Heartland of Owerri at the Remo Stars Stadium in Ikene out there. Now an early goal from Stanley Joseph in the 14th minute and Frank Wame in the 38th minute gave the home side respite till the end of the half. Joseph pushed forward with the third goal in the 69th minute, just as Jide Fatokun scored another deeper into injury time to make Chukwuemeka's consolidatory goal earlier in the secured inconsequential in Ilori. Kwara United won 2-0 against Kano Pillars, while Niger Tornadoes defeated Lobi Stars 3-0 and Plateau United compounded Sporting Lagos relegation battle with a 2-1 win away in Lagos, and Bendel Insurance were 2-1 better against Rivers United at the Samuel Gbomodie Stadium in Benin City, just as Akwa United enjoyed the 3-1 win over Katsina United, and Abia Warriors compounded a 3-1 victory over Gombe United also. Now let's talk about the meeting that will be scheduled for 10 a.m. later today at the Minister's Office in the Package A of the National Stadium, Abuja. That is the MKO Abiola Stadium, where Sports Minister John Ello will today meet with the leadership of the NFF to reassess the country's campaign at the ongoing 2026 FIFA World Cup African Qualifier Series. Now Nigeria, having garnered 3 points from 4 matches, is placed 5th on the Group C log with Rwanda, South Africa, Benin Republic, who have 7 points each, are in the first, second, and third position respectively, while Lesotho is in the fourth with 4 points. And Super Eagles' latest defeat to the Squirrels of Benin Republic on Sunday in Abidjan created panics in the minds of 200 million Nigerians of possible 2 consecutive non-appearance of the Super Eagles at the World Cup. Now, this forced the sports minister to invite the NFF-led administration, headed by Ibrahim Gusau, on the team's support form. Now, media aide to Minister Mr. Kolo Daniel in a chat late Wednesday night stated that the minister would meet with the NFF chiefs this morning at the media center of Moshood Abiola Stadium to assess possible ways to relaunch Nigerians' bid to qualify for the World Cup to be hosted by the United States, Canada, and also Mexico. All right, now let's go straight to talking about a CAF Confederation Cup. The CAF World African Cup, the next edition of it, the African Cup of Nations in Rabat, Morocco, could stand in mid-December to accommodate the expanded FIFA Club World Cup and the new Champions League format next year. But the Confederation of African Football, CAF, has strongly denied claims that the competition may only hold every 4 years in the future. The 2025 tournament had originally been marked to hold in June-July next year in an attempt to reduce a scheduling conflict with European club, both club teams and competition. But CAF was forced to deny report last week that it would move to January 2026 due to the clash with the Club World Cup. Now the 32-team competition will be held in the United States between June 15 and July 13 next year. A final decision is expected within the next fortnight. But it is understood that leading figures in Morocco's organizing competition have been pushing for the group stage to begin in mid-December, with the final being held in the middle of January. That would mean a potential clash with the busy festive Premier League program that usually holds over Christmas, with 17 of its 20 clubs having had a representative at the last tournament in Cote d'Ivoire. This year, the situation has been further complicated by the addition of 2 extra match days scheduled for the last 2 weeks of January in the expanded Champions League that begins next season in Europe. That means the traditional window of AFCON in mid-January to mid-February, when the knockout stages of the Champions League are due to start, is likely to cause even more disruption than usual. CAF sources have refused to rule out the possibility of starting the group stage in December after months of talks between stakeholders that failed to reach the consensus in February. It was reported to have reached an agreement in principle to stage the tournament between July 20 and August 17, 2025 due to the clash with the Club World Cup, a move that was said to be backed by FIFA, but that option now appears unlikely, with negotiation continuing in the 2025 edition is set to become the 7th AFCON in succession to be rescheduled from the original dates. Now let's quickly glance through a quick break, and when we come back, we'll be looking at Spaniard Carlos Alcaraz and Rafael Nadal, who may team up to become doubles in the next Olympic Games. We'll be right back. Alright, welcome back now. This is Champion B Sports right here on your number one. Don't forget that you can reach us on Facebook, Twitter, and also YouTube, where we are streaming live and direct. And now let's go straight to tennis, where Spaniards Carlos Alcaraz and Rafael Nadal will team up ahead of the double partnership at the next month's Olympic Games in Paris. Now the tennis will be played on clay at Roland Garros, home of the French Open, where 21-year-old Alcaraz was victorious last week, securing his 3rd Grand Slam title. Nadal, who is 38 years old, is a 22-time major winner with a record of 14 championships coming at Roland Garros. The games begins July 26 later this month, with the tennis tournament starting a day later, 1 p.m., which I think everyone knows and hoping for is Carlos Alcaraz and Rafael Nadal, says Spain's national team coach David Ferreira. And Rafa and Carlo will be playing together in Paris. Nadal won an Olympic gold medal at Beijing in 2018, but Alcaraz will be making his game's debut. Nadal participation at the games was uncertain after a series of injuries this year, but he returned to action for the clay court season in April, and the Paris games are likely to be his last with the Spaniard considering retirement later this season. Now let's go straight to Europe, but before we go to Europe, another quick break of the Euro 2024 montage.
Right here is where you can catch the brilliance of Mbappe, the scoring power of Kane, Ronaldo's, and all of the greats fighting for the glory to be crowned the kings of Europe. Don't miss the unbeatable action of all 51 games of Europe's biggest football event, the Euro 2024 live.
Now, in the history of a Euro competition, this is exactly 20 years since England's Wayne Rooney announced himself a global talent on the international stage at the Euro 2004, about who will be break stars of this summer's European Championship. Not many of the 622 players that will be panning out from 24 different teams who could feature in Germany can be classed as total unknowns, but are any of them world beaters in the making? We'll be looking at 20 of these players who are expected at their young age or their young tutelage age would break the record that was broken by Wayne Rooney of England at the age of 20 and at the age of 19, 20 years ago. Out of these young players, we will start with one other and Croatian midfielder, talking about Martin Baturina, who is just age 21 years old, and his position is a midfielder terrain, with he plays his shows with Dynamo Zagreb, and the up and coming face of Croatian football has inevitably been duped by the next Luka Modric. Well, of the course he has title winners Dynamo Zagreb would not be able to hold on to him much longer after an impressive under 21s Euro in 2023, followed by his best scoring season to date. Juventus, Arsenal are on his case, and they won't be the only ones. More clubs will be coming to sign him immediately after they see his performances in this Euro 2024. Now, the number 2 player we'll be looking at is Warren Zaïre-Emery of France. He's just 18 years old, and his position, he plays for the midfield terrain, and his club is none other than the winning Paris Saint-Germain. And yes, Zaïre-Emery is already used to shouldering responsibility as one of Paris Saint-Germain's standout performance in this season, as they won the French double that earned him both the unified player of the season, young player of the year award, and the French equivalent to the PFA young player of the world in the UK, and a new contract until 2021 with Paris Saint-Germain. Now, the number 3 player is none other than the man that has been haunted by European clubs in the span of 12 months, Benjamin Šuška of Slovenia. He is age 21 and he is a striker with RB Leipzig. Šuška is a 21-year-old, 6 feet 5 inch striker who Arsenal, Manchester United, Chelsea, AC Milan, Inter de Milan, Juventus, and other big names such as Bayern Munich, Bayern Leverkusen, Benfica, Sporting Lisboa are all hunting to sign the man. Arsenal fans who will be aware of because there has been much talks of a £50 million release clause or transfer from RB Leipzig, although his new deal will deepen that. He is taking the well-trodden path from Red Bull Salzburg with a loan at left wing to Leipzig, and then the goals he have that has kept him flowing. He scored 18 goals for Salzburg in 2022-23 and almost equaled that same thing for RB Leipzig last season. Now, number 4 is one man who they call one of the underrated players in Netherlands football, Brand Bobby of Atlanta of Netherlands, who is just 22 years old, a striker for Ajax FC, and as well as a name with a pleasing alliteration. Bobby had a coming-of-age season with a struggling Ajax side, scoring 22 goals in all competition last season in a campaign in which the Dutch Giants spent most of their time in the lower reaches of the table. His contribution led them to semi-final, respectively 5th place finisher in the Eredivisie. Probe only had a single senior cap to his name before his selection for the Dutch squad, but he has already tested success on the international stage, winning back-to-back under 17 European Championship in 2018 and 2019. Now, none other than the German tactician, none other than the German magician, talking about Florian Wirtz of Germany, who is age 21 and a midfielder of Bayern Leverkusen, the man who was a decider for an unbeaten run of Bayern Leverkusen. One man who is just 21 years old in the German team, who are already pretty well known to English audience from their exploits in club football. Wirtz has dazzled as a creative force in Xabi Alonso's all-conquering Leverkusen team and will be itching to do the same for Germany, having missed the World Cup in Qatar 2024, in Qatar 2023, and with a knee injury. He started 7 of the 8 games since July. Nagelsmann took charge last year, mainly on the left of an attacking tree in a 4-2-3-1 formation with Jamal Musiala on the other flank. We'll be talking about Jamal Musiala, but right now let's go straight to Georgia, where Georgi Mamardashvili is actually standing by Age 23, the youngest goalkeeper in club history of Valencia, considered by many to be the outstanding young goalkeeper in Europe football. Mamardashvili has become a first choice for his country, playing their last 13 competitive international games, and also has proved to be a steal for Valencia, who paid Dynamo Tbilisi less than €1 million to sign him in 2022. Now the man is worth around 30 to 50 million euros, and he is easily cost 50 times than that now. Now, number 7 is Johan Bakayoko, the Belgian 21-year-old right-winger man who plays his shows for PSV Eindhoven. Moved to PSV Eindhoven as a 16-year-old from Anderlecht, and has excelled in PSV's title winning campaign with 16 goals and 14 assists. Comparisons with fellow Belgium winger Jeremy Doku are inevitable, because he looks more like Jeremy Doku, he plays like Jeremy Doku, he runs like Jeremy Doku, and also he dribbles like the man and plays in the opposite side flank. Last summer, he was said to be wanted by Brentford and Burnley. This year, it is Bayern Munich, Liverpool, and Arsenal who are hunting for the PSV man. Now, number 8 is Georgian Sudakov of Ukraine, 21-year-old midfielder of Shakhtar Donetsk, a dynamic and inevitable strike-attacking midfielder who is considered to be comfortable as the best Ukrainian player still playing in a war-torn Ukraine. Shakhtar Donetsk rejected a big Napoli bid in January, but Sudakov says it is time to get his family away from the war and is certain to get his wish, possibly to London. He has been linked with Arsenal, Tottenham Hotspur, Manchester City, Manchester United, Chelsea, and also Liverpool FC. Now the man talking point in Germany, the man who has become a name in all European clubs, the man who has become a star man, Jamal Musiala of Germany and Bayern Munich, a 21-year-old midfielder who plays his shots with Bayern Munich. Musiala is the other young German star who is thinking, or I am thinking also, I'm looking forward to watching someone just like Florence Wiesa. He brings the speed, skills, invention, and a youthful verve. Remarkably, Musiala, who grew up in London and represented England up to under 21 level, is already at the 3rd major tournament for Germany, having first dip his toe in the water as an under 18-year-old at Euro 2020. Data will surely bring with a confidence that will only be boosted in front of the favored home supporter if Germany starts well. Number 10, João Felix of Portugal. João Neves of Portugal is just 19 years old, a midfielder at Benfica. Neves barely missed a minute of Benfica's season and played every second of their 12 games in European campaign. He got his chance when Enzo Fernandez left Lisboa to Chelsea in 2023, and Benfica considered Neves to be an upgrade, and talking upwards of £80 million to take him away. If he has a good Euros, there could be another queue of clubs are knocking at his stage. Jorge Mendes door orders include the likes of Chelsea. Manchester United are already making a bid of £60 million for this young lad, and the likes of Arsenal, Juventus, Barcelona, Real Madrid are hunting for the young lad at the age of 19. You have about 6 big clubs hunting for you. As a Nigerian at the age of 19, what are you doing? Let's list out all the players, which include Strahinja Pavlovic of Serbia, who is age 23, and also we have Leopold Kofield of Austria, who is 20, and the centre-back of Rapid Vienna, the Gula of Turkey, who is just 19 years old, a midfielder with Real Madrid, Xavi Simons of Netherlands, who is just 21 years old, a forward with Paris Saint-Germain, and Zeno De Bas of Belgium, who is just 20 years old, and a centre-back with Anderlecht and Sporting Lisbon, Mario Mitaja of Albania, 20 years old left back who plays his shots with Lokomotiv Moscow. Vladislav Vanat of Ukraine, who is 22 years old, a position striker, and also he plays his shots with Dynamo Kiev. Jeremy Frimpong of Netherlands, a 23-year-old right winger, and also a right back who plays his shots with Bayer Leverkusen. Mada Jurasek of Czech Republic is just 20 years old, a winger with Slavia Prague, and also the number 20 man is Morten Olsman of the Danish side. He's 24 years old and a midfielder with a Sporting CP. These are the big names that will be playing, the big 20 young lads that will be playing their shots in Euro 2020 out of the 622 of them. So 621 are big names above 25 upward. The likes of Cristiano Ronaldo, the likes of Luka Modric, the likes of Toni Kroos, and all the likes of Kylian Mbappe and the likes of them. Tomorrow is the big day. Tomorrow is the opening ceremony, and just like it says, it is the moment to throw the wild card. It's the moment to have goosebumps from players. It's the moment to be agitated. We will come your way tomorrow with another exciting moment of the Euro 2024. Don't forget, 51 matches preview conference. Press conference, match preview, match reviews will be coming your way exclusively right here on your number one star Politics and Business TV on P&B Sports. My name has been Ridwan Musa Go. Do have a pleasant day and do stay away from trouble.